think back on my curiosity, as I think maybe it's true for you, it all starts in my childhood. In fact, when I talk to individuals about curiosity, that's often where it begins, because it's almost as though we want to go back to our childhood and retrieve some things and bring it back with us. Maybe we can do that today.
We focus a lot on creativity, on curiosity, on exploration in children, but we don't do it in adults proactively.
As children, our curiosity tends to be sort of all over the place. It's how we learn things as we grow. We get into trouble, we explore, our parents tell us, and our curiosity changes as we age. This is Robert Plutchik's Wheel of Emotion that describes 8 emotions in the center that are base emotions that can be combined to yield 24 additional emotions. And he orders these emotions that we feel by how often we feel them. Often, sometimes, or seldom. Curiosity is a seldom felt emotion. And just like colors that can be combined on a color wheel, curiosity is made up of 2 key emotions, and that's trust and surprise. Trust is an important emotion. It's a foundational emotion. It's difficult to achieve because trust implies a level of vulnerability, that I have to trust the information, I have to trust the individual.
As an adult, do I trust myself? And I think that maybe is part of where that fear comes in, is because I lack the confidence. It ties very closely to some of the work by Ian Robertson, Dr. Ian Robertson, who's one of our partners in confidence. He talks about confidence being a series of habits that you just do, so that if you do one small thing and you see that I can do this and this creates action. Confidence equals action, like curiosity equals exploration.
I think that humility is a necessary ingredient, but again, curiosity is not enough. We can fill this out and sort of satisfy our curiosity without ever taking action as a result. And I think in addition to humility and curiosity, I think the third thing is courage or bravery to do something about it. To your point about confidence, is that if we can establish it in small things. Bonnie Pittman is here this evening, and Bonnie has an activity, I think for 4,000 days, roughly, of doing something new every single day. Bonnie Pittman is a wonderful example of bravery and courage to continue that forward, doing something new every single day. And that is a habit that's been built.
More people are curious about why their memory's failing. They are curious, and it leads to a rumination. And they're not curious about why I can remember so much, ever, even like the small things. So how would you advise somebody to really kind of reframe some of that in a way to be curious about what we still have, especially as you start looking in the aging brain?
I think that's a powerful word that you just used. You used the word reframe. How do we reframe that? If I were to say, I have to have lunch with Jennifer, that really sounds like an obligation.
Yeah.
If I say, I get to have lunch with Jennifer, that's a simple reframing, that's an opportunity. And in many ways, curiosity is a reframing of what's another way to look at the situation. Now, sometimes we can borrow from the experiences of others. We can borrow from our friends to say, how might Jennifer look at the situation? How might other friends look at the situation? And that's easy for us to grasp.
Your brain's one big network, and there's multiple networks within this brain. And most of the time when we're awake, we're using our central executive network because we're listening, we're planning, we're reading through something, we're kind of engaged. But you have another network that's really important, and it's called the default mode network. And the default mode network is kind of the popper of our ideas. It's our innovator, it's our entrepreneurial mind. And so in order to allow it to do its job and to function the way it is designed, we can't be constantly engaged in thinking all the time, every day. So it's important, just like with our physical body, to take breaks. And a brain break is 3 to 5 minutes of a disconnect from people and technology.
Education shows us how curiosity might edify. And then the field that I'm in, arts and design, shows how might we use curiosity as a way to engage in experiences. Now, you know very well, if I were to ask you what is curiosity, you would be able to come up with pretty accurate definitions of it. We know it intuitively. Hans Georg Voss says that curiosity is the motivation to explore. It's pretty straightforward. Today's a good day for curiosity. Would you agree?